Hi, my name is Karen Ahuja, and I'm an ex-corporate girl turned stay-at-home mom girl turned I don't want to go back to the corporate world, so I'm going to start my own business girl. I believe that visual artists can earn a living wage in the art industry. At Momentum Artist, I'm opening up my business so that you can see inside of it. I'm opening up Karen Ahuja Studio and sharing my best business practices and breaking apart income streams so that you can determine which income streams to add to your business that add value. So I am super excited today to be talking to Shawna St. James. She is the artist that shares my studio with me. She's the artist that we bounce ideas off of each other. So we're kind of part of our mastermind groups and our tribe, and we share ideas. And you're getting to see a little bit inside how we work and how we kind of talk about new ideas. So today we're going to look at membership groups. We're going to talk about the benefits and the challenges of membership groups. And so I'm super excited because Shawna St. James is starting her membership group called the Creative Jumpstart. So at Momentum Artists, I'd like to share some new ideas, and you're going to be able to see a little bit of what you get when you become a Momentum Artist Inner Circle member. And this is going to be launched to everybody. So I'm going to show this to the Momentum Artists on Facebook. But if you would like to be in the inner circle, where on a weekly basis we talk about new income streams and we talk about best business practices and we talk about social media, and we break apart those income streams and really identify which ones are going to work for your company. We also look at apps and tools that might make your job a little bit easier. As artists, we are doing a lot of time creating, but we also have to promote our work. And a lot of what we're talking about is about the promotion and the marketing. It's not about the creating. We also look at some of the self-imposed barriers that we put in our way that keep us from our goals. So if you're interested in becoming a Momentum Artist in the inner circle, I would love to talk to you more about that. And you can go over to my website at karenahuja.com, and you go to the Momentum tab, and then you can learn more about what it's like to be a Momentum Artist. So I will put a little link to that group so that you can just, in the Facebook, when I load this to Facebook, you can just click there. So without further ado, you need to find a comfortable spot because this video is just a little bit longer than typically. Our Friday Roundup is usually it's a podcast and it's under 10 minutes, but this is going to be video. You get to see us on video, and it's going to be a little bit longer. So grab that comfy spot and grab a beverage of choice because we're going to get started. It is March 6th, and we are filming this remotely, and we are doing a Zoom call today, y'all. So I wanted to introduce
Shawna St. James,
and
the Empowered Painter.
Yeah, so we're kind of modifying our Friday Roundup, and you get to see our lovely faces and where we are in the world right now.
Okay. Which is not really where you're at in the world, but it looks really awesome.
So Friday Roundups are basically to talk about the most important things that are going on in the world. No, not really. It's just a time for us to kind of wrap our minds around all the stuff that's going on in our lives and really just kind of wrap it up for y'all. So if you are just hanging out, grab a beverage of your choice. Again, see, like, oh, look, now it looks like San Francisco. Look at my
That is hilarious. It goes into your green screen.
It goes into my green screen. Beverage of your choice. Sit back.
Should have gotten my coffee.
I had to walk for this coffee. Just say, oh, look, it's
hilarious. Oh, that's fun. I want to find how to do that background.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So rule number 1 is you never poke around on a new program right before you're going to go live.
But it kind of it adds some adventure.
It adds adventure. So I'm right now in Florida, but am I, or am I in San Francisco? So Shawna was saying that, oh, it looks like it looks beautiful. I wish I had that behind me, but no, I don't. But anyway, so this week we are going to talk about
membership groups, because Shawna St. James is launching her membership group. Woo!
Yes, it's
I'm excited.
exciting and it's really stressful all at the same time.
It is. There's such a thing as called the launch flu, and I believe, I didn't believe it when I heard about it, but it's
I've never heard that term, but
yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
it's a lot of work and a lot of stress in getting a membership site up and running, and so I thought this would be a really great opportunity for us to chat about membership groups and,
Absolutely.
kind of like talk about if this is something you're noodling as an artist, this is a really great opportunity for you to hear from two people who are already either right all the way in the middle
Yeah.
of the launch is over, and now I'm in the middle of getting my membership group, like getting the content ready and getting everything going, where Shawna, you just launched yours, and I thought I would ask, why don't you tell us a little bit about your membership?
Yay. Yeah, I'd love to share. So I basically created the Creative Jumpstart membership out of the need that I saw with all the help that I give to people in just art. I meet a lot of people who are really intimidated by art. They think they're not creative, but they want to be creative. So this is kind of a membership group that bridges that gap for people. It's a really unintimidating way for them to get in touch with their creativity, because it kind of is a whole life process. We're not just focusing on crafts and paint projects, because the scope of creativity is really unlimited. So that's what this group is focusing on, and I'm really excited to see what it does. Yeah.
So I like that the group, a lot of us, because a lot of people who follow us are artists. We think of creativity only as being able to paint or draw or, some sort of artistic skill, but creativity is more than just the artistic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
It's a lifestyle in general. I mean, for those of us who do this as a career, it truly is our focus lifestyle. But even if it's not an art related or arts related aspect that you have in your life, you're still creating. If you're a parent, you've got to have creative parenting skills when you've got problems with a kid, right? I mean, we use it in everything. If you open up the fridge and there's nothing to eat and you have to magically, like a magical unicorn, prepare a meal, you got to have some creativity. So it's kind of more about the way you think and the way you function in life.
Ew, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So here's where, we both have membership groups, and fortunately, Shawna and I share a studio space, and so we're able to brainstorm like all the time, right? And now that we're kind of both out of the studio more often, I really miss that. So
I know. We miss our powwows.
and just kind of sharing ideas and going, do you think this is crazy, or do you think it's going to work? And all that is really powerful. So what we're doing right now is really inviting you guys into our like, I use the word mastermind loosely, but only because it sounds like an evil mastermind. But
when you get together and you're sharing ideas, I think in a loose context, that's always sort of a mastermind.
It's a mastermind. So that's pretty much what you guys are getting today. And, this may be something that you really enjoy, or it might be something that you're like, oh, y'all are crazy. But you know what? It takes a little bit of crazy to be successful. So I just kind of just put that out there. So as we move forward, I thought what we would do, Shawna, is really just kind of share and be transparent with how hard and it is to get a membership site set up, and all the work that goes into it. And but yet we also want to talk about how much fruit and it can yield, and how the purpose of it, and really what drives us to create membership sites. So I don't know, like, does that sound good?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay. I have my cheat sheet, so I'm going to be looking a little bit off camera, but
yeah, I mean, we had to make a lot of notes. There's so many moving pieces to a membership group. When you start with the idea, you're like, oh, that's gonna be so fun. And then you realize all the pieces that go into it. And you really almost immediately regret it.
No, yes, maybe, yeah.
But once I was that far in, I
laugh and go, yeah, oh my gosh, we're crazy. But
It's
So
kind of like
I think
once you jump in, you better know how to swim.
you better know how to swim, because there's only treading. There's no really standing places until you've launched and you've created the content, and then potentially you get some rest at that point before you relaunch again, right? Because
Right.
but boy, when you're in at the beginning. So probably the question we have, like one of the questions here is like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why the heck do you want to do a membership group?
Membership group, right. So and a lot of us have there's so many different formats of membership groups, but and a lot of the why will come down to well, let's just go. Why do you do a membership group? What was the big reason, number one reason?
Yeah, I mean, I chose to do a membership group because it isn't a truly passive form of income, because you're still developing content to put in there. But at the same time, it's a good way to leverage your content that you're producing. So if you're helping people like Karen, you're helping artists learn how to run their business, you can leverage that instead of just working one-on-one, or people who can come see you in class in a physical space.
Right.
You can share this with as many people as you opt in. So really it was a way for me to leverage my material and my content.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I think you nailed that with the being able to go from coaching someone one-to-one to
Yeah.
one to many, right? Which a lot of you probably heard about, that whole concept of how do you increase your income, because it really is about also providing income for sharing your knowledge. And
Yeah.
then
It's a
instead of
consistent
yes,
income. Yeah.
yes. And so that's important, because giving away all of your knowledge is it's something that it's so time consuming. And for me, all the things that I'm creating, it takes me away from painting. So I have to, if I'm not painting and
Absolutely.
making money, then I have to be doing it. So that would be why I did it as well. It was a way to get to more people, because I can only work with maybe 5 people one-on-one. If I'm repeating the content over and over, then
Right.
let's put it all together in one place and because most of the people that I'm working with are beginning level with their business, and so they all have the same basic needs. And then later
Yeah.
on, when they outgrow the membership group, you can move to a one-on-one platform again with the
Right.
people who are ready for the next step in the more individualized type work, right?
Yeah. Once they have all that baseline stuff functioning that you're teaching them how to do, they're kind of ready to graduate on to some more heavy duty
Yeah.
training.
Yeah, right. That's going to look different from their business to another business, but at the beginning, it's not. So, and creativity is one of those things that is at the core of what everybody needs, right? We're all
It is.
creative problem solvers. If you can't solve a problem, then then the only person I could say, yeah, you're not creative if they've never solved a problem. But if you've solved any problem, you're
Yeah.
creative, right?
Yeah. And, as far as like extending creativity beyond art, I feel like it's really important right now. Companies aren't really hiring you for how much you know, right? Your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, that knowledge, that content that you have all in your head isn't really of value to the company. It's really more about what results you produce. They care that you know some stuff, but they really want to know how you use what you know.
Yeah,
How can you
right.
apply what you know? And I feel like when you have a lot of creative skills and you really know how to dive into that, you can produce better results no matter what you're doing.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so then we need to move in. So now, though Shawna and I have lived this, we're going, yeah,
Yeah.
we decided to do a membership group. Hey, we're in it to win it.
We are.
How many times have we said that, like across the table where I'll go, oh, so much work. What am I doing? Right?
Our desks face each other in the studio. The way we set up our studio is we kind of have our art creating area, and then we have our office admin area, and we face each other. And yeah, we'll be working at our computers at the same time, and someone's moaning and groaning.
Someone's groaning. Yeah, we're going, and you're like going, do I want to see what's going on or not? But it's so we did the why we do it, and then you get into the so the how.
Yeah, what does it take to do it? I think for your people, I think I'm not necessarily working with people who want to know how to do a membership or all the pieces that need to go in place to start it. But at the same time, I feel like, once again, it takes a lot of creativity to figure out how to make this whole thing work.
It does, because there is no one training that you can go to that will help you with your business and say, here, they'll all be like, well, here are all the email companies you can work with. Here are all the hosting companies you can work
Yes.
with. Here are all the, like where you can store your information and your videos, and, and here's all the social media platforms you can use. But you've got
Yeah.
to like come up with the right
You have to be able to figure out what configuration. You have to
those,
come up
yeah,
with the configuration that's going to work best for you, depending on what your goal is with the membership group
right.
and how you want to deliver that content. And when, I don't know about you, but when I got started on this and they're like, well, what plugin do you want to use? What's a plugin?
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of research and a lot of patience. I definitely would advise anyone who is jumping in, if you can come up with the money to pay someone to help you do it, it is worth every penny for
You're
the
talking
amount
about
of time involved.
the whole process, right? You're not just talking
Yeah.
about getting the actual membership like plugin up and going. But
Yeah.
yeah. So and that's kind of where I was going to talk a little bit. You can do membership groups, and there are a lot of different ways you can do them. You can do them where you're hosting on your own website, you're hosting on another platform, and you can even start out as simple as just organizing a Facebook group, right?
Yeah.
It can be paid or public, right? And but those groups, you have people who they have to opt in, right? So it becomes that membership group again. And so I think that it's really important to share with, especially the momentum artists. Hey guys, this is another income stream. We haven't talked about it yet because we're still going through our visual business plan and art licensing. We've gone through galleries, but membership is definitely another opportunity to bring in an income, right? And yet there's also so many different ways you can do it. So I would say if you haven't started at least a Facebook group in your business page, that is really important to do. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, Facebook right now is really focusing on that content. They are really, I'll call it, spidering out and sending out that content. It's coming up more often in people's feeds when
Right.
you're posting in a group right now than ever before.
Then it's just in your generic feed. And
Right.
that's,
Yeah.
and that, so like think about what's something unique about what you're doing. It could even just be posting videos of you painting if you're an artist, right? And if you're a foodie and a chef, maybe it's literally doing a quick, here's how you beat an egg, here's, whatever. Keep it really the content light and fun if possible, or at least entertaining or learning, and you'll get better reach, right? So I like that. But it doesn't offer, it's really difficult. You have to have the second part in order to monetize it, right? So when have a free Facebook group, you're not monetizing it. Even when you have a Facebook group that's closed, you still need to be able to have.
You got to be able to convert that to a way that you have their emails, because right, if they're in your Facebook group, you don't necessarily have, right? So you kind of want to, and even though, I mean, a lot of people say email marketing is dead. I do not believe that it's
I don't
dead.
think so either. I think it's still strong.
You need to build that email list. So however you do that, if you're converting people out of your Facebook group by just posting, hey, go to my website, here's the link, sign up, you're in my in group, whatever, and offering a lead magnet to get people in. I mean, you can promote your membership group, or you can promote your web page. You can promote anything you want if you come up with a lead magnet opt-in page, and that's a whole nother topic.
I was going to say, that's another whole topic. I mean, I like the idea. Lead magnets make sense when you know what they are, right? But a lead magnet is just basically anything you give away for free that gets someone to give you an email address, right? So I know that you use
the exchange.
The exchange, right? So to get people to sign up on my art page, I say you can get a postcard, a 5x7 postcard of art, as long as you sign up, right? So and there again are ways to automate that whole process, but it's another
whole topic,
right? And so I think that's what that like today, that's when we're chatting, Shawna, I love, because we learn from each other. And today I just really want everybody to hear, you know, how you, like, I'm going to say it's important to understand how to have a membership group, but it's even more important to know you really need to find your tribe. Like Shawna and I, we have our tribe, and we have other artists that are in the tribe, so to speak. But if you don't have someone that you can share your ideas with and then learn from each other, got to find someone. Just find
Yeah.
someone. And
You really, and that, yeah, we should actually do a podcast on that too,
yeah,
right?
how to
Like
find somebody.
finding, especially as artists, like those of us who create art, you're alone a lot. That's what you do. You don't normally go paint in a public group. I mean, that's just not how art is. So it's really important to have a little tribe of people. It does not have to be big, but it has to be people that you can trust, because people need to be givers, not takers, right?
Right.
It has to be a well-rounded balance, and it's not always going to be balanced, but you have to have someone who's willing to share their information. You can't just be always giving.
Right. Because
And
then you're
then
a coach and you should be charging.
exactly. And I think it's really hard for us artists who work by ourselves all the time to find that tribe. That's a whole nother topic on how
Yeah.
you can develop that.
Okay, let's do it, but not now. But
Not now.
and I wanted to go into that and be like, you gotta really have that, especially when you're doing something so new as like membership groups, and they've been around for a while, but they're kind of getting really hot now, and so
Absolutely,
um,
yeah.
yeah. So are we still on the house? I think we still are, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really, there's too much to really go into, but the plugin options, I didn't even know what that word meant. I had to learn that. Then you have to decide how you're going to host it. And right now, most of my content is hosted and stored on my website, where as you develop more content and that gets bigger and bigger, that can really bog down your website.
It makes it
So
really slow, right?
yeah, so depending on what you're offering, you might need to look into different hosting platforms. They are more expensive than obviously hosting it on your own website. You're already paying for that. But if you're going to use another hosting platform, you are going to pay. But then again, the freedom that allows can be a huge benefit if you're ready for that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So and then we were also kind of talking about a little bit about the house on the delivery method, right? So you also have to think about how are you providing the information or whatever you're providing in your membership group. How are you going to deliver that, right? Is it like some of the ways would be, I'm thinking Facebook Lives, email, um,
Well, and then the other thing is the membership portal. So you can have a Facebook Live and keep it all in there, or like we've developed our plugin means that all that content is hidden behind a membership, username and password, and that makes it exclusive for the people who are paying you to be in the membership to get their content whenever they want.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be on your resource library. So
Yeah. And as far as once you come up with the idea and you've developed the whole thing, like promoting it is a whole nother ball of wax.
So we just talked more about some of the logistics of getting your website up or your membership group up and running and some of those different things. And then there's like, we laugh about this. I think this takes the most amount of time is going, okay, so like, it's not like Kevin Costner in that movie. He's like, if you build it, they will come.
No.
You'll build it and then you got to tell them about it and tell them about it. And so seven,
yeah, and honing in that language, the language at which you're using, your copy language that you're using to market it. It is really hard to get the word out. It really is. I think to me, that's more difficult than producing the content.
Yeah. So
if you decide you want to do this, unless you already have a huge network of people to spread the word, be prepared for, an uphill climb. You're hiking a 14er.
I'm like,
but I think all of us believe in our product enough that we're willing to do that. We really do believe in our content, and we know there are people out there who need it. It's just finding those people.
Right, and sifting through that, and so there's the story and getting your message right. And then here's my other big one that I think is I struggle with. It's free content versus paid content, right?
Yeah.
You kind of want to show people what they're paying for, but not give them everything, right?
Exactly. You want to give them tidbits that add value,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't give away the whole kit and caboodle.
Because then, yeah, because then you're back to road, like to the first stage where you're just coaching for free, and then you can't actually
Right.
have time to do anything else. So, yeah, so that free
And
content.
I like to use Facebook Lives as much as possible. I think
Okay.
Facebook favors that. I
Yep,
think
they do.
their
They like,
algorithm favors that right now. And if you're not comfortable on camera, you just got to do it until you are. You
okay,
really do.
and find a funky background. Just
Look glamorous, like you're
I can't.
standing
I can't
next to the
glamour.
bridge.
I can't. I mean,
It's
it just, hey, I brushed my hair and I put a little bit more mascara on. So that was about it.
yeah, my house is a mess, but this looks
Just
great.
that little corner, which I'm sitting out on the deck and I've got like a real true beach behind me. And that's what bummed me out the most.
Yeah,
Background out. But,
you do have that to show, but
yeah, like, so
but
find someplace fun to do that
and
too.
you got to have that email list. I think,
Yep.
you got to have an email list, and there are so many ways out there to build an email list.
Yep.
Once again,
Another
a
whole
whole
topic.
nother thing of training. I'm sure you do that in your
Right.
group.
And Momentum membership, we talk about, how to build your email list. And it is really important, although we have Facebook and Instagram as social media, we have no control over
Yeah.
those platforms, because again, the least of our problems is when they shift their algorithms. The worst problems are when you broke a rule and you didn't know you broke a rule, or something it
Shuts you
shuts
down.
down, right? If you have everything only in there, then your whole business is at risk, right? Can you afford to be down for 2 weeks? Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you have a problem with Facebook, there's no phone number to call. None. You can't call someone and say, my site's down. No, I mean, there's no phone number. Yet, if you're running an ad, there's a phone number to get a hold of someone at Facebook if you're running an ad, because now they're making money, a little bit additional money. And so, and this is a sidebar, right? One reason to run ads is
Yeah,
you have kind of an insurance policy, and they start $1, $2, $3 a day. So it's,
yeah,
it's something
absolutely.
else. But again, I kind of went off on a little tangent there, but so.
It's okay. But yeah, Facebook ads I think is a great way to promote. And then, there's the stories part of Facebook now. So
Yep.
you got your Instagram stories over there, you got your Facebook stories, and they're
Stories.
all connected.
Oh my goodness. It gets, I call it a beast.
It's a little overwhelming. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
overwhelming. But then, so once you get past the actual launch, for me, I'm using a masterclass series to launch mine. So this coming Monday, actually, you can get on my Facebook page. It's just going to be in the general page, not a private group. And anybody can watch a masterclass series that's going to kind of walk people through what this is all about,
Yeah.
why you need it, how you get it. So there are different ways to actually deliver your promotional content.
Okay.
And that may be something that, and anyone could create a masterclass. You can call anything a masterclass, right?
We're masterminds with a master class.
Exactly. Masterclass is just the hot word right now. So
It's a super hot word. So, okay, the name of the creative group that you're launching again. What's the name of that?
So my Creative Jumpstart page on Facebook is where it's that outside group that's the public. Everything in there is open to everyone. And then within that is the paid Creative Jumpstart membership group.
Okay.
And for me, I'm hosting it on my website. That's how I'm doing it. I'm delivering the content both in a membership portal on my website as well as in the Facebook membership group that's private.
Okay. And your mastermind class is going to take place in the business page where the free area, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I think whenever you're delivering that kind of content, record that outside of Facebook. You can download those, but at the same time, that quality of video isn't as good as having another camera setup that's recording. Just record it. You never know what you want to use it for, but you can repurpose that for so many things, I think.
I think that's really smart and good tip, because I get lazy and I forget to do that. And then And
It's
then
easy
you're
to
like going,
forget.
your video, and then it stops. You ever notice how Facebook knows how to capture the stop picture? It's not like this. It's like
I
this.
think
I'm
it's
just kidding.
never
I get
cute. You
that.
never look cute. I hate that.
I mean, we have so much technology, right? That we couldn't Facebook. Mark, hello, Mark. Like, just make sure our mouths are closed. Like
Yeah.
they're like,
Or better yet, when your eyes are half closed. You look like you're dying literally on the screen. Yeah, that is one of my pet peeves about Facebook Live. But you kind of have to just get over that. You
get
just
over
have
it.
to get over that.
I
And it's
remember, yeah, it's probably been about 8 months now since my first live, and it was the worst. I mean, it was the worst thing ever. Like my heart, I was sweating. Now I'm like,
anxiety. So much anxiety.
now I'm like, look at myself in the mirror and go, do I do a Facebook Live with my face in it or not? Right. So Facebook
Yeah.
Live can also take place where you're actually, you can
Yeah.
screenshot, right? So you might be sharing something on your screen so you can talk while you're working on the screen. You can shoot,
Yeah.
if you're an artist, you can use, your phone and take a picture of what you're doing while you're painting. Just, buy a nice little tripod with a holder and, you're good to
Yeah.
go. So, yeah.
Yeah. And equipment and devices are a whole nother topic. You have so much content over there.
That is not even on the list, is it? And you're right.
Here
Like
has a plethora of information for you.
you have tripods, you have cameras, you have,
Yes.
oh my gosh, how to use your phones and your
And
computer
your
and
lighting.
your
Yeah.
light. Oh my gosh, and yes, I mean, and applications, Photoshop, and oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
kitty.
Here.
Exactly. All right. So then we're kind of like, all right, so now you kind of, I hope we haven't overwhelmed people, because I could think the purpose of this is, it's not really as much to overwhelm, but to educate and say this
This is
is,
what's out there. It's a
this is,
possibility.
it's a possibility, and it is worth the work, but it is a lot of work. And, when you're coming in and you find artists who are willing to share that information, you just, it's really important to thank them, like, and it's just really important, because there are a lot of people who have shared information with me over the years, and so I always
Yeah.
want to be thanking them back. So basically, thank you, Shawna St. James.
Of course. I mean, I find that I get more back actually when I share. For me, you start getting feedback, you start hearing, you kind of grow your network. It really serves more purpose than just adding value. I think when you're grateful for anything you've done, you've already, that changes your world right there. That takes you outside the box of sharing, but being grateful for all the information you receive and the information that you can give and share with people.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
It is. I know. I agree. So then we're to the point where, after you have your whole membership site up and running and you have it promoted, and your people are coming on board and they're seeing the value to your content, then you're kind of, in a way, you're in the, like, to me, it's in the zone where I feel like, okay, this is all good. All I have
Yeah.
to do is get from here onto paper or in
Yeah.
a video, and yet all that does take time too. So
Right. Yeah. And I think you have to be able to carve that time out. If you're considering a membership, I definitely, whatever time you think it's going to take, like, double it. At least in the beginning, I think you get faster and you get better at it. And I think for people who can just record a video and, you can send it off to Fiverr or all these other places that can edit it for you. If you have the time to do that, you kind of got to be way ahead of the game to do that. But there are other ways to make it go faster once you get it going.
great.
So.
I would agree. So yeah, I mean, I think, talking about all of these things, like, every time we sit down and we talk together, it reminds me, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to check on that, or I'm not really utilizing that app or Like I
Yeah.
haven't really worked on my story arc in a long time, or like, so there's so many things to do. Or my website needs updated because I've really changed the way that I'm
Oh my gosh.
providing,
Yeah.
content.
And I do agree. Well, anytime I think you're running your own business and you're an entrepreneur and you're wearing all the hats, it can be very overwhelming, and you just have to be able to stay focused and just focus at wherever you're at on the journey, because
Right.
you're working with people who are just at the beginning. So they're hearing this and they're like, oh, great, now I got to do a membership group.
Yeah, right.
No, you don't
You
have to
don't
do
have
a
to do a
membership
membership
group. We're just letting you know that that option is out there, because as you're progressing through your journey of getting your business out, you just got to know what's available to you. What tools do you have and resources can you use to make your money funnels come in all different sections, right? All into the same bucket, but you got to have different funnels.
Whew, whew, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, this was a pretty long video.
it was.
Yeah. And I hope that everybody stayed to the end. And if you did, it's one of you have a lot of resources that we can help you with. So if you're interested in learning how to like jumpstart and boost your creativity, because that's where you recognize the power of creativity, you need to be tapping into Shawna St. James with Creative Jumpstart. And check out that mastermind class that's coming, because you're gonna be wowed by it. You're gonna see like, okay, this is super cool. This is like how when I'm having a block, I can undo that block. So,
And that is exactly, yeah. Creative Jumpstart is really good for when you're struggling with a block. And I have to use these tools all the time, and sometimes when you're not feeling it that day, you gotta do something that's gonna get you in the groove.
And
Yep.
so Shawna also has a book. It is called, I can't say the word, go ahead and say it. She's got the book.
It's Be a Creative Badass.
Yes.
It's
Actually, if you have it,
whole life activities. So it really is designed to go throughout a whole year.
Yes. So I have that book and I go through it, and you don't even have to do sequentially. You can just do the holy flip. If you guys know what the holy flip is, you just let it open.
And whatever's talking to you that day.
Read that page. That's what I love about it. And that's available on Amazon. So that is something that you need to check out. And if you're an artist and you're looking to up the game in what you're doing with your art business, whether it's you need someone to do a audit of your company, I can do an audit. I can do one-on-one coaching. If you're further along, I only take 5 people and I still have some spots if you would like one-on-one coaching, but most of the people are coming into the membership group. So it's called Momentum Artist, and you get access to a visual business plan, pricing models. We're working on the art licensing income stream. There's also the gallery income stream, and art fairs are in there. So every month we talk about income streams. We talk about social media. So I rotate these once a week. And we also talk about apps and tools that can make your job easier, because as an artist, we spend a large portion of our time creating, or I call it producing and promoting, right? So we have to also, these tools are more for the promoting part, right? And then we talk about mindset reset, which is basically, as artists, we can put self-imposed barriers in our way, and how do we break through those barriers? Because when we have built them, we really need to break them down. So you guys are interested in that, go to my website at karenahuja.com and /momentum, and you can learn more about Momentum Artists and how to become a Momentum Artist in the membership group. $27 a month, and that's what you get. So
and if you want to be in the masterclass, you can go to www.theempoweredpainter.com and you can sign up there. You actually can get a creative mindset quiz, and that'll start you off and get you ready and all set for the masterclass that starts Monday.
Awesome. All right. Well, it's Friday afternoon.
And now
I'm looking out at San Francisco. No, just kidding.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It's 5:28 here. So definitely, I'm going to miss you. I'll see you next week, Miss Shawna, and then we can.
Yeah, I'm glad you're going to be coming home soon.
we can do this in person. We're going to figure out. Yeah, definitely do that. All right. All right.
All right.
Well,
Bye,
everybody,
everyone.
thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys later.